Good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to Ask the Accountant, episode number 122. The date is the 3rd of March, 2025, and I'm here with my co-host, as always, Mr. Johann, or should I say now, the host with the most after coming on stage to a lot of people during the week. You must still be on a bit of a high over there. How's it going?
Yeah, what an event. What a week. The problem
You've got
is,
to take credit as well. I know you've got a big team or team that's done a lot of work for you, but you
Andy
coming
and
on
Ash
stage
did the majority of it and smashed it. But yeah, hell of an event. I mean, I'm still tired from it, but that's not just because of the event, but there's roadworks happening at night outside my house at the moment where they're resurfacing. So that's not helping, I don't think. But yeah, what an event. No, I was on the train on Wednesday on the way home and reflecting back on it and couldn't be happier with the results, really. I mean, it was well attended. The exhibitors all loved life. Monica, launching their product at our event and doing very well, like very well for conversions. Other events don't give you those kind of conversions. Yeah, it just incredible day for everybody, and all the feedback from the attendees was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, really happy with how it went. So yeah, watch this space. We are discussing Labs 26.
Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And it's got to be there. I mean, we've got to look back on how long ago was it when we did our little Ask the Accountant talk at Accountex, and we both came off buzzing like, oh, that was brilliant. Yeah. Like that was what a opportunity for us. And you know, because we got the odd speaking spot here and there, but we never got like limelight speaking slots or anything at that point, right?
No.
And then to see you literally come out and open the stage and close the event was, yeah, I mean, that was pretty special. Because I think one thing that Labs has that, you know, others would struggle to replicate just because of the venue, right, is just how impactful that stage was. Like, this isn't just a pre-built stage or just, you know, just cobbled together.
Chairs.
Nice to of it. Yeah. The other venues do amazing jobs at putting stages together, but this was a problem. Everyone kept saying, it's like a TED Talks. It's that sort of vibe, right? And yeah, come on, from that small opportunity of us grabbing it as being Ask the Accountant on, you know, whenever it was, to this, what a glow up from, you know, because even yourself, you came off, you had a few jokes, a few things that just felt natural, right? Whereas I think throw you in there 3 years ago, you probably would have came on in a you know what I mean?
Ruined several pairs of trousers.
Yeah, exactly. Why has he changed trousers 3 times during this event?
Yeah. It was a hell of an event. And yeah, to get to walk out onto a stage and look out there and the big bright lights in your eyes and
but what you can see at least.
It does help having the bright lights in your eyes because you're not going up and down and looking around. Like the most you can see is like the first like half a dozen rows in front of you. So yeah, no, it was absolutely fantastic event. Really enjoyed it.
Very, very good. Now we wouldn't be anywhere. We wouldn't be able to do events like this. We wouldn't be able to go to events. We wouldn't have to do, and wouldn't have a show if we didn't have an amazing community. So, Cheryl, as always, keeping us honest, making sure that we don't keep yapping in the background. You don't realize, Cheryl, how many times you start the show for us when we go, oh, we should have started it
quick.
So yeah, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you again. And Natasha's there. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning to you. Paul's there. Morning, guys. Hope you had a good time. Good weekend, Paul. Clive says, good morning, lads. Hopefully, you're not coming tomorrow. We will talk about I don't think you are coming after you couldn't find an invite. So, but we'll talk about that later, Clive. Susan says, good morning. Good morning to you. Kirsty, great to see you at the event, Kirsty. Marcus, good to see you at the event, Marcus. Excuse me. And we had a nice little chat afterwards. So it was nice to catch up. And Sam was there as well. Sam was there at the event as well, wasn't he? So good to see you at the event there, Sam. Hope you are doing well. Dave, good morning all. Last podcast from India before fly to UK. Woohoo! I hope you all had a great weekend after last week's Engage Labs. I kept looking at that escalator and thinking, Dave's going to come up here any second now. He's got that plane.
He's flown in especially for this.
Tim says the one of my favorite stories from Engaging Labs was the squirrel at loose on sunny Guernsey. So yeah, we were there. We're pre-show, pre-event. We're all around this table at a pub. Suddenly, all the Guernsey lot's phones start going crazy, like something major's happened. What was it? A squirrel got loose on the island. So it was brilliant to see. Sam says, was that a new intro? It certainly was. Hasn't producer Lizzie done a great job on our new intro? We really love that. Didn't notice it, but it looks good. Yeah. And I think it just has that bit of thing about it. Stephanie said, good morning, Stephanie. Hope you are okay. And I think you're going tomorrow, so I'll see you there tomorrow. Susan Jack is there. Good morning. Sue Green probably isn't going tomorrow, but good morning to you. Carl Beeson, good morning. And Sam says, had a cracking time at Labs last week. Looking forward to Labs 26. Might need to be an arena next door next year. I see where you're going, Sam, but let's keep to what we know. Okay. But yeah, speaking of Labs, go for it. What was your whole opinion of it? Go for it, Jan.
I just think the energy, the atmosphere was fantastic. It really brought in that community that we've been working so hard to build over the last 2 years and had that community in person. We were very much questioning, could we, once we actually get them all in person in one place, will it still have the community feel? I don't know, but it did. Like, it was fantastic. Everyone chatting to everyone, sharing insights and ideas, great exhibitors, great speakers. Like, we've had so much positive feedback on the speakers, on the fact that sessions were 20 to 30 minutes, lots of different topics covering all sorts of aspects of practice management, lots of speakers that haven't been heard of in the accounting space before. So Andy Grant, the feedback we've had on him and his journey and story, so after I opened the event, Andy came on and just set the tone for the day, I think, and he absolutely nailed it. Nick Entwistle with his 1 minute briefs. Like, I've actually started seeing lots of little 1 minute brief type things online from different accountants and bookkeepers that were there. But yeah, I feel like we've made a really positive impact.
100%. And that, I mean, how many pods did we record? I want to say 5, 7, 10, whatever the number was. And that word community was involved in every single one of the pods. It was literally, because we asked the same questions. Like, spoiler alert, podcast pit stops. We asked the same questions for a reason. And one of the questions is how you find the event. And literally everyone was like, this feels like a community. This is unlike any other in terms of, it just had that we're all here for the same purpose sort of idea. We all had, like, conversations were flowing throughout the day because you all talking about the same thing, right? By the way, if you haven't, make sure you go live on Instagram. And then, we had all of the community driven this, community driven that. And from my point of view, like, I was I'll be completely honest, it's your first event. I was expecting it to be a bit ropey in terms of getting set up and all that sort of stuff as a vendor, right? My expectations were, right, let's get in as super early as we possibly can because there's going to be issues, there's going to be problems, there's going to be teething. None. We had great instructions. We turned up, we got everything set up, we were ready to rock and roll. We got our grid walk down. We got the best grid walk I think we've ever been able to achieve because of the level of access we were able to do, right? And the wow factor of some of the bits that were there. So that was amazing. And as a speaker, it was super straightforward, right? Like, I sent my deck over, deck was done, I turned up and I clicked away and spoke for 20 minutes. And like, it was so smooth. And I think for saying it was your first event, I don't think anyone had that expectation of it being that just polished from day one, right? The expectations were, that's their first event. It's going to be a bit ropey in places, whatever. But no, it came off really, really well. So absolutely loving the fact that you're already talking about 2026. Can't wait. Some great announcements, but one of the announcements that definitely got everyone's attention was MTD, VAT, IT, and IT agent authorizations. And you've been having a little play with it over the weekend, haven't you?
Yeah, so on the event on Tuesday, we reaffirmed our intention to launch 648 agent authorization, and that we're going to do it properly. We're not just going to do the old code system. We're going to do the MTD one, assuming we could make it work. And we're working closely with HMRC.
Yeah.
Well, on Wednesday, I made it work. On Wednesday, Peter said, Johann, Thursday, Peter said, Johann, it's ready for you to test in a real life scenario.
Amazing.
So, yeah, I was very proud to successfully request agent authorization for MTD VAT and MTD IT. And literally, it took seconds. Submit, came back with the link, which went into an email for me to press send, sent the email. The client went authorize. I got a notification saying I'm authorized. Done. And to our knowledge, no one's ever used that API with MTD, VAT, or IT agent authorization. Like the VAT one, in fact, and the IT one, it's been there for 5 years. No one's built into it. And we got, we posted into the Facebook community saying we've done it. Testing was successful. We're just fine. We're now just testing the final parts of the 648, the old-fashioned one, before we can release it to the public. But the reception it got in there, and then I posted on LinkedIn saying some said it couldn't be done, others said they would do it and never did it. We said hold our beers. Like the feedback we've had on it is just phenomenal. So yeah, I mean, I've gone through an MTD authorized for VAT, all my clients that I hadn't already got them in place for. We've requested for my testing, because I get to test it in my firm on real life people, we've requested now over 220 tax codes, agent authorization codes to be mailed out to our clients.
Amazing.
So we've tested the volume and stuff, and it's handling it really nicely. Now we're just waiting to test the final part, which is when that client gets that letter with the code and they send you that code, instead of having to go into the government gateway to enter that code like you do with everyone else, every other practice management tool that does it, we're able to let you enter that code in us and file it down the API. Again, functionality that's always been there and no one's ever used or built.
And
it makes complete sense to us.
Oh, 100%. And you expect at one point potentially to take that further and let the client put it in either via a form or via the portal, whatever makes sense to work. Yeah. But that's a logical next step, which again, no one's ever thought, why are we not giving this functionality to the client? Like, how much time does that waste of hours having to copy? The worst is when they take a photo of it, right? And then you've got to literally type it in, or if you're on a Mac, you sometimes can copy it, but then it doesn't copy it right and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Giving the opportunity for the client just to say, look, receive this one, don't delay, get it set up. My question, and you might not know the answer to this, but has there ever been a functionality where you can tell if a client is authorized or not authorized via those APIs?
No. So when you submit the MTD VAT and MTD IT option requests, it comes back saying you're already authorized.
Okay.
At which point you can mark manually, authorize manually. So that basically just marks it as authorized. But for the old one, the analog one, as I call it, so self-assessment, PAYE, CIS, corporation tax, I think that's them all. Yeah. They don't feed back any information. So you need to go through your government gateway first.
Yeah.
And manually mark the ones that are authorized already. Or you just request every single one. But then you have to explain to every single client why you're sending a new code. So it's up to you which approach you take. But yeah, so then we request it, the letter gets sent, and we keep syncing with HMRC to get the statuses. So code requested, awaiting posting of the letter, basically, which they don't do very quickly. I can tell you that for free.
They've definitely slowed down, haven't they, lately?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still waiting to see if it's a weekly run they do where they just print all the letters in one go. But at the moment, I've got loads and loads of awaiting posting, basically. And then we know when it's posted, and then we can remind our clients, and then enter the codes and stuff. So yeah, it's a really nice system. Not telling you anything that you couldn't find out if you logged into the government gateway, went to your authorizations to see the long list of authorizations and stuff. But
yeah,
really nice.
Loving that, and that's what we need, right? We just need that feedback to know who's there and who's not. And I think that looking forward to using it. So that was Engager. We don't want to spend too long going over it. We've got dedicated content all about it. We've got content of your raw reactions when you come off stage to come at some point. So that's definitely going to be worthwhile. The grid walk's brilliant. I've seen bits of it. Safe to say, I think it's my favorite grid walk we've ever done. And obviously we've got our Pit Stop podcast to look forward to as well. And I think Ash K gave an update that it's quite close to our talks and stuff being available for us to put up on channels and stuff as well. So looking forward to all that. Other pro tip I would say about the Engage Labs that no one else can do is it's in a whole different city, right? Liverpool. So if you do,
brilliant location it was.
Yeah. And if you do get to go next year, or you did go this year, highly recommend just making the most of being in Liverpool. We did. We went go-karting. We went crazy golf. We went all this other stuff, which was literally like a stone's throw away from where we were, from that arena. Amazing time. You can see I also won as well, so I got a nice little trophy to show for it. What can I say? It was Engager versus Bofix, and one of us is a Formula One fan, and clearly the others aren't. So what can I say? But no, jokes aside, it was a great event. So there was a Byron there. There's a Mowgli there. There's Liverpool is a very because we don't
food and drink wise, you're covered.
Yeah. It was absolutely brilliant. So yeah, if only they could just bring a Dishoom there. Job done, mate. That'd be it. That'd be
new favorite location.
Never need to. Oh, and a thing of me to not say, I also went to Anfield as well, so that was a very exciting experience. And big appreciation to Ash and Andy for inviting me onto that one. Let's go through the community then. No invite, says Clive. Not much traveling planned this year. Oh no, you're definitely coming to Accountex, right? Because it wouldn't be Accountex without you. Paul says train books 5 a.m. tomorrow, London. Oh, that's gonna be a long day for you. Hopefully you're not going back too soon, because I do believe there is an after party as well. It'd be good to see you there. Susan says I was so gutted I couldn't make it. Definitely will be there next year. There we are. We've already got yourself one person signed up for next year. So
there's a lot of FOMO going on at the moment,
and for right reasons. Promise you, Susan, it was absolutely brilliant. Linda Owen says the MTD authorization is so exciting, absolute game changer, getting this all client to. My team was sat there and listen to all the announcements that come up, and we'll go through them at some point one day. But as soon as that one, they went straight to our admin person and was like, oh my God, your life is about to change. Your life has just changed. You're not going to believe what they've just said here. So very much excited about that one. And, it is a time. I look at our process for 648s at the moment, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It's create a ticket, put the ticket to the right thing, then go and gather the information, then go into HMRC, then we've got to wait, right? And then that's just taking up ticket space. Things. So it's going to be good. Looking forward of using the 648 is that same technology from Absum users, which gives us that light view.
No, so Absum uses a different API which pulls in balances of what's due for VAT, but it doesn't do the authorization part. It's two very different APIs. We've got very high level plans to look at the same API that Absum used to pull in the balances. However, the value there is really minimal at the moment, because you can only see VAT and MTD IT clients, like PAYE, Corp Tax, CIS is not on that API to my knowledge. So once they start moving more of them onto the MTD side of things, there's going to be so much more value in that API.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it? Makes sense. It's just a shame that from our process, the new authorization process is a little bit less intuitive, isn't it? Only because you've got a client to have that government gateway access, which not all of them have. But that could be a topic for a whole nother day, couldn't it? All right, so basically, Engager, massive thumbs up. What an event! Can't wait, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we get one next year. Let's talk about. Oh, and one quick one as well. We heard you. So a lot of people came up to us at the stand, giving some feedback on Ask the Accountant. So all of you people who are listening to us later, so enjoy doing the pots, as one of the people was telling me, is that's how they consume their Ask the Accountant. So thank you very much. But they did say that, how do we get feedback to us? Like all our lovely lot are, like Kirsty is here. It's brilliant that you are the first to make use of something. Go engage that app. Like they want to be able to give feedback as well. So people who aren't listening to us live, we get it. Like it's not the most the best time ever to do it for everyone. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring back that feedback form. So if you use the link tree down below, head over to there, put the feedback in, and we'll have a feedback section in the show going forward. So yeah, we hear you, and we are going to make sure that you guys are included as well, because we love our live interaction. This is our favorite part about it, but you know, we know there are people out there who just can't come and listen to us live, so we'll make sure that gets done. Right, let's talk about Xero. So I've heard last week that we weren't happy with QuickBooks. Now it's Xero's time for us not to be happy about. So this is a smug face. I'm happy that for one day and one day only, probably, I get to just to listen to it. And I thought I put the right shirt on as well. So you know, I thought I'd bring you Xero fanboys.
I wouldn't get too cocky.
You Xero fanboys in there. I get one day to be a little bit smug. But no, in all seriousness, it seems like some major changes are happening in the world of Xero. Let's start with stuff that's happening now or available now and ready to go. Johann, you had to play with Xero's new AI situation, Jax.
I did, right?
Ask Xero, which has got to be a very exciting thing, and probably means that your world has now been changed, and you've retired as a bookkeeper / accountant now, and just going to.
Oh, does it all for me? Yeah.
Talk us through it. Can't wait for this.
I'll be honest. I only asked it 3 questions and gave up. It was that crap. So I went into one of my clients' Xero accounts on Friday. Went in to check a few balances before I have a client meeting with him this week.
Yeah.
To find Jax along the top right-hand corner. It's like, oh, and then a little pop-down thing says you've now got access to Jax as a beta, blah blah blah, and
so
data
would
protection.
The client have asked for that, or would you have asked on behalf of the client? Don't know.
He was completely baffled.
Okay.
He didn't know it was there. Hadn't seen it before, because I did ring him and say, look, have you asked for Jax to be plugged in? Have you signed up for that beta? But no, he's not done any of that. I've not done any of that. So I thought, right, let's have a play. Now, to be fair, it did warn me that it's a beta version, so it might be a bit hit and miss. So first of all, I thought, right, let's start easy. I'll give it to them easy. And a bit like Microsoft Copilot, it suggests things you could ask.
Yeah.
I'll ask that question. So, how much am I owed to be? How much is my client owed in invoices, unpaid invoices? It came back £21,458. So, well, check the debtors report. It's right.
Well done.
Now I thought, right, natural follow-on question to that would be, who owes my client the most? Your client is owed 21,400. I know, but who owes the most out of that bit? So I thought, right, I'll reword the question. Who has the most invoices owed to my client? To raise an invoice, go here, here, and here. At that point, I went, it's Friday afternoon. I'm done. I'm not in boom. It's so high level now that by the time I clicked on Jax and clicked on and typed in the question, how much is my client owed? I could have just gone into Xero, clicked on reports, debtors report, and seen the answer for myself, and answered all my follow-up questions by seeing who's owed what and all in one. So complete and utter waste of time in Jax.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, we are power users, right? And everyone in this.
No, that's not a power user question. That's a standard bookkeeping accounting question.
As in, we already know how to get that data, right? We're not asking it stuff that we don't know how.
But accountants and bookkeepers are those people.
Agreed. But there will be clients out there who may not know how to get that information, right? And that's a training thing, and that's on the, but they may not have it. They may not have access to it. That's my. But
that's not how Jax has been sold to us.
No. Oh no.
It's not been sold as a training aid, as a help wizard. It's been sold to us as, we're going to pull out the information you're looking for. Answers at your fingertips.
Yeah,
if you know which, if you ask the right question.
Yeah, in the right context, the right thing. And QuickBooks used to have a solution called QuickBooks Assistant. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. Very similar, and it was before AI was even a thing. Obviously, it was, but no one was talking it in such. It didn't have the limelight. But QuickBooks Assistant was exactly what you're saying there. It was a little pop-up came up. Oh, how can I help you? Blah, blah, blah. And you used it once, maybe twice, and you never.
Like Clippy.
Yeah,
the Microsoft Paperclip.
100%. Yeah, I'm really tempted. Funnily enough, I've not got access to Jax. I wonder why. I wonder if there's someone out there saying, do not let him have access. But I am looking forward to when I do finally do it. I'm going to do Google Studio on one side. That video I did while I'm asking questions going through. Jax on another. See which one wins. Is Jax's own, zero-powered AI able to outsmart just Google?
Save yourself a video and editing and the hassle and the time. I'll give you the answer. The answer is zero can't beat Google,
which is crazy, right? Because that all that is just reading what's on screen. So yeah. Steph says
I might be reading.
She's with you and been testing it for months and have done nothing with it.
Yeah. Now I might be reading too much into this, but I love a conspiracy theory, so let's go for it. To be clear, this is probably not the case, and it is just a perception. But when you click on the Jax button at the top and you get a drop down, when it's doing its loading things and stuff, the icons on the left-hand side of the loading thing look extremely similar to Google Gemini icons.
Really?
I don't know what powers zero, but either they ripped off Google Gemini and
they will not tell us. Yeah.
Or,
and does that make sense if one of their competitors potentially have used Microsoft?
I mean, I think it'd be better if they used Google, if I'm honest. Yeah. I think we'd have a better product today if they were using Gemini. But yeah, no. The icons, they just, I don't know. Was it just because Zero felt that was a slight tweak on the Gemini icon and Gemini's the known kind of brand? I don't know. But
one thing for certain, we need to get a merch line quickly of tinfoil hats with Ask the Accountant on them for moments.
Yes, we do.
And then we do a little alarm and everyone has to put their tinfoil hat on. That's the accountant logo.
Absolutely. But yeah, it just struck me like, oh, that's very similar to the Gemini logo.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So if I was to do that video, do you reckon I'll get exactly the same answers? But I know, unless, like, I've only ever tested this with QuickBooks, right? Maybe on Zero, it might struggle as well with Google Studio. That would be hilarious, right? It's like, I don't have any content on this. No one's done any YouTube videos for me to be able to find any answers for. So
not got anywhere to learn it from. Sorry.
There's no Zero chap out there, so yeah. We've said this before, and we'll say this again, right? They need to listen. Do not launch. I know it's in beta, so we'll give them a small bit of a thing, but this is for every product out there. If you have an AI product and you release it and it does absolutely nothing, doesn't wow them, don't release it. Like, just hold on to it, let it cook for a bit, let it go through. If we don't wow people with this, we won't get adoption, because people will just look at it and go, first impressions, absolutely rubbish, not going to touch it again, right?
Yeah.
We've got to learn. So yeah, and the fact, I mean, you've been really excited about these solutions for a long time.
I'm a big fan of AI. I use it all day, every day in my life. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a power user of it or anything. I don't go deep into stuff, but I use it a lot, and it was remarkably shite.
Stephanie says, yeah, they do, but Google Gemini gives the wrong answers more often than not. They were really good on that video I did. If you ever look at the video of Google Studio and go through from there, then yeah. But yeah, you're right. Like, all AIs, take a pinch of salt. Clive says minimal remarkable product. Exactly, Clive. Exactly. Maybe a zero. Anyway, Kirsty, I thought we like maybe a zero girl. Need Laura Martin, but she's busy. Sue Green makes a big zero noise. Yeah, we've already said as a expert in the world of zero, then Sue's your person. Right. Let's talk about more positive news about zero then. So zero Jack so far has been a little bit of a, I always forget what the term is. Damp squid, is that the one? Is it damp? I don't know.
Disappointment, I know, in general. Yeah,
it'd be easy, right? All right, but you're in beta, so we'll give you a bit of a pass there. But please make sure that you wow them going forward, which I promise you, Intuit Assist is going to do. But I'm not allowed to talk about it until potentially tomorrow. But that's another one we'll talk about another day. Zero, though, have released a brand new product. This has got to be exciting. Zero Simple, it's called. Johann, what do we need to know about it? Why are we so excited? And why is Zero now saved?
So Zero Simple is the MTD solution for Zero. Having said that, they have confirmed that MTD IT filing will be available in all of their business solutions.
Which makes sense.
They've just brought in a new lower tier one to combat the likes of Deck Zero, Sage's free version, QuickBooks Ledger / QuickBooks Sole Trader, and stuff like that. Yeah. So usual rubbish from Zero, 10 invoice limit, and so it's £7 per month plus VAT. The bit that I don't think anyone's caught on to yet, or haven't got upset by yet, and I think they should be upset, is that the Zero Simple is replacing Zero Ledger non-VAT. So what you're paying for that is that £2-3 a month is now going to be £7 a month, and they're going to move everybody onto that as of April 25. And then in September 25, the VAT cashbook plans are gone. So just as QuickBooks launches Ledger, which I've still not played with properly yet, and I'm still not convinced is going to be the right product for my clients, but just as they launched Ledger that people have been asking QuickBooks for years, Zero is just shutting down their ledgers. Right. So I wouldn't mind if this change was happening in, if you could choose Zero Simple now or in April this year and run it if you wanted to, fine. And then migrate your non-cash, your cash non-VAT and your cash VAT ones into it later, fine. But they're forcing the change for non-VAT ones April this year, a year before MTD IT is mandated. So I'm being forced to move clients into a product that I don't need them to use for a year. Is that not profiteering?
That is madness.
And then moving the VAT ones into Simple Start. And let's be honest, if those clients are on the VAT ledger, they probably don't need to file MTD IT. It's probably a limited company on there. They're not just going, oh, well, if they're a sole trader, they need to be on Simple Start. They're saying, no, we're getting rid of the ledgers. So all those limited companies that have been quite happy rumbling along on ledgers for years, a really cost-effective solution, gone.
But what solution are accountants going to have now for, getting those clients on that just need a ledger? They don't have one, right? £8.
There isn't one in Zero anymore. From September this year, there will not be a ledger version in Zero for them to use. They're going to have to use the
Simple
20, 30, 40, 50 plus pounds a month licenses, the business solutions.
So you don't think the Zero Simple will work for those ones if they stay away from there? Is it?
Well, if you raise more than 10 invoices, you've outgrown it, haven't you?
Yeah, but in fairness, a ledger license is supposed to be that the client's not using it. like to do invoices, right?
Yeah.
In fairness to the idea of a ledger is that
Well,
the client's not really using it. You attach the bank is all you want the client to do, right?
There's no
So
detail from what I've seen confirming that you can file a VAT return from Simple.
seriously, whoa!
I've not seen anything that says. So what they have said is MTD it will be available on all business solutions, but I've not seen anything to say VAT MTD. It might well be, and they've just not stated it in their messaging. But MTD VAT, to my knowledge, won't be available in Simple, which means you're going to have to put them on Ignite, Grow, or whatever the other one is.
Yeah. And in fairness, if you're looking comparing to QuickBooks, Simple, Sole Trader hasn't got VAT. It never has, never will. That won't be part of it. So it is comparable to that. But Ledger does let you file VAT returns. So it's like, well, if you do have that small client who's just VAT registered because of the sake of it, whatever the reason is, then Ledger's quite useful for us just to get those VAT returns in. So
yeah,
interesting.
There are some things in there that are like value. So Sole Trader, have they got the receipt? QuickBooks Sole Trader, have they got receipt capture yet?
Yeah,
that's now sorted.
It's just at the moment it's a little bit limited to only. You can't create a new transaction at the moment. It is you can link.
You can only match it
because they didn't want double entry and all that rubbish to come through. Yeah. But that's a fast follow. They say that will come through at some point.
Because Xero is giving you HubDoc access to Simple Start as well.
Yeah. Which the only frustration that is you have to install that second app and all that sort of stuff. But that's something that hopefully they're going to.
It's HubDoc.
But they've got to listen at some point that should be built in, right? That's got to happen at some point. You'd expect.
I'll be honest. I find HubDoc as limiting and useless as Jax. If I'm honest, like it compared to all the other receipt capture solutions on the market, it's not even worth free. Like they should be paying me to use HubDoc because it costs me so much time and inefficiency. Yeah, it's an instant move. As soon as someone's on tells me, "Oh, we're using HubDoc," it's like, not with us, you're not. Yeah, completely unfit for purpose in my mind for large scale firms and stuff. So it's not an attractive add-on for me, but never mind.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't have any UI changes, right? This isn't designed to be a simpler version of Xero, which is
this is the same business solution that you witness with Ignite, Grow, and all the other plans.
Yeah,
it'll just have less options on your drop-down menus and stuff.
And when we're trying to do digital adoption here, one of the reasons that people haven't adopted to Xero or anything at this point is because they're scared, or they just know what they know, or they just want it to be so. And I do feel like QuickBooks, Sage, Xero, like even Free Agent, the proper solution is really daunting for people who've never done bookkeeping before in their lives. And that's the benefit of having a metal integration from Free Agent, right? Like they don't even need to care about it. They just put the categories on and off to the races. That's why QuickBooks Sole Trader is so attractive for certain client types, because it isn't bookkeeping. It is AI driven, auto categorization. It's just a platform that you've got to log in and just review, basically, right? That's what Xero needs to find. That's what really all of them need, a super low, super simple, super cheap version to help us get through this MTD issue, right? And I feel like I was the one and only person in the whole world going, I love the idea of Xero Go. Favorite product that Xero ever produced for me was Xero Go, because it was that simple, because it was so easy for them to use. And they got the messaging wrong and the pricing wrong with that freemium model, but the concept of just having this straightforward, simple to use product, I absolutely loved. This doesn't seem like it's that, right?
No, this is a full-blown Xero UI, which, great from the accounting and bookkeeping point of view, but bookkeeper's point of view, because then we're using the same UI for everything. And there's a huge value to that for us. But as you say, trying to get those sole traders and stuff into a software, and quite often they're not overly tech savvy, can be overwhelming.
I think Metal or Simple Start's the only solution for the moment, right? And I think Metal kind of slightly wins because it's even less pain points for them, right?
Yeah.
Stephanie says, I have some exciting Xero news, but can't share. Oh, you tease. She also goes on to say, most of my Ignite plans. See, I'm sorry. I've got to get my head around what an Ignite plan is. But yeah, okay. Most of my Ignite plans can move to zero. You get HubDoc with zero simple too, which wasn't available with Cashbook. It's a great change for us. But even that price point though, Steph, talk to us. Like, are you happy going from, I don't know the price off the top of my head, but let's say it was £2, £3, whatever it was, to now £8? Is that fair to you? Do you think that's
value for money?
Yeah, and isn't simple so restrictive that, you know, it can only do so many X, so many Y, and all that sort of stuff that's there, which you didn't get on your Cashbook, right? It was unlimited use. I agree. HubDoc is useless, says Juliet. Oh, very, very scathing review there, Juliet. Love it. And Stephanie says, large scale firms likely won't be using Simple, in my opinion. HubDoc is clunky, but for those who have been Shoebox clients for years, it's something to get those clients more digital. Agreed, but then they've got to go through a full-blown version of Zero. That's got to be daunting, right? Like, I think we all forget about the magic of clients for the first time seeing you take a photo on your phone and it magically appears in. Like, doesn't matter what software is using that, they get blown away by that. We can throw anything at them and they get wowed by it, right?
Ultimately, HubDoc's just letting you take a photo. As a client, I'm taking a photo. Who's doing the categorization? Is it the client or is it me, the bookkeeper and accountant? If it's me, the bookkeeper and accountant, then I can get any number of tools to take a photo. Like Apron will let you send it in as a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
That is the most natural thing for a lot of my clients, and like they love that. They go onto WhatsApp chat, they go take a picture, bing, send, done. Like there's no extra app or anything like that. And then because it's gone into a more superior product than HubDoc, the categorization, the processing times are phenomenal. The accuracy is much better than HubDoc, so it's more efficient for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like it's through those efficiencies that I've managed to grow my phone so quickly and so widely, because I've made sure we've taken on the most efficient workflows we can find.
Yeah. Whereas if you're leaving it to them to just use HubDoc, it's going to be a car crash for them, isn't it? Because at some point they're going to have to jump into Zero, and that's where you will probably lose them as looking at it. Sue says, I don't use HubDoc. Old. Ouch. That's from a hashtag, what we call it, Zero Girl, according to Kirsty herself. So yeah, not a great update. Price point £8. I think that's fine.
That's okay. I think for the end user, £8 it makes it look competitive versus sole trader and stuff from QuickBooks.
£2 undercutting, right? Yeah.
So I can see why they've priced it that way. Functionality, they seem to have
£8 without that, but
yeah. I mean, but isn't sole trader £10 plus VAT?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there were £2 of difference, really.
Yeah. But the VAT counts for these guys because they're not going to be VAT registered.
Yeah. So
12 versus 10-ish.
Yeah. So yeah, look, I get it from a direct to market point of view. For accountants and bookkeepers, like I know how many people that were on my webinar back in January that were planning to use Zero for MTD it. Now, I don't know how many of them were assuming they could use ledgers to do it.
You'd expect.
But I do wonder now with this new information, will that dominance that Zero seemed to have, will that reduce? I don't know.
Yeah, and it was interesting. I spoke to someone the other day who's like, I don't need to worry about Zero because MTD it because I don't see the issue. I'm just going to post it for them. And I'm like, well, you haven't really thought this through, right? Like there's a lot of moving parts to MTD it. And yeah, it just seems like from a Zero point of view, they've put their stall out and this is what they've gone, and what they've done is taken away the bits I think a lot of people were just assuming was going to be the factor that was going to get them through it. So very strange. Well,
we said at the time it felt odd that Zero dominated in that poll I did when we didn't even know what the Zero solution was at the time.
Exactly. And maybe from a technical point of view, they just couldn't add MTD it to cash flows, and maybe that's why they want it so that all of their platforms, no matter what you have, has the access to it. Let's give them the benefit of that. Maybe that's the reason, but I'm not sure. It does worry me a little bit going from that. quickly, because we are vastly running out of time. Doesn't get any better for Zero. One post here I've got is, Zero, I want a divorce. Not your friends at all. You have taken away the copy to bill option on the new invoicing, something that I use every day, multiple times for one of my clients who uses self-billing. Now what do we do? So long story short, and there's a lot of posts about this going forward, people are not happy the fact that functionality has been taken away. We get this all the time, right? QuickBooks. I feel sorry for QuickBooks, because it doesn't matter what they do, I normally spot it, or someone normally tells me, and I get a little post out of it, right? So there are certain things that happen, and it only ever going to affect people in the minority, right? There's small people this affects, and it's going to upset them. But when a super user like this, I mean, she's even calling herself the Zero Queen, puts out such a scathing review on it, it gets attention, doesn't it? And people start seeing it, and it becomes much more of an issue than probably it first was. But not good. But this whole let's remove functionality without telling anyone and just thinking it just
it's like QuickBooks. They've dropped tags, haven't they? And
exactly.
Tags was meant to be the be all and end all, making life easy to track those mini things that you don't need a full-blown project for, but maybe you're interested in the understanding of it and stuff. And like there's a lot of people that are going to be very upset by tags being dropped, but there's even more people that don't use it anyway. So
at least with tags there was a reason behind it. It was the reporting. We're moving to this new reporting platform, and it just doesn't fit, whatever. When it's something as simple as copy to bill option, I can't see a use case. And maybe I'm naive here, and maybe there is a reason for it, but I can't see a use case where it's fundamental to something that can't be replicated. It was there before. If they are moving to a different platform, surely feature parity is like one of the most important things before you move it over. And we don't see, we've had it time and time again. Like, I'm still bitter about QuickBooks Sole Trader not having some of the features that QuickBooks Self-Employed has, right? I'm one of the only people who will ever notice this, but it frustrates me, right? It frustrates me to the core. But why is software's not learning from the fact that if we're going to improve something, we're going to enhance something, we're going to give you a new version of something, feature parity has to be that minimum. Has to be, right? And
if you're going to turn off the old version and turn on the new one, you've got to maintain the feature. Like, there's practice management tools in the market that aren't in the market anymore because they had one version, they tried launching a new version that didn't have feature parity, and it went terribly wrong.
I just
you know what upsets me the most about all of this, though, is that I'm using Zero more and more on a daily basis, like, because we're getting more and more big clients that are doing more and more £1 million plus turnovers, and they want better user permissions. They want, so many other things that QuickBooks just doesn't give us, that they literally come to us and it's like, I've just taken over this business, it's on Sage, or it's on this, and the business owner's like, I don't like it, can I move? Like, well, I'm not even going to pitch you QuickBooks because you need user permissions. I've seen your office team already. So it's straight to Zero.
This post goes on to, this is a complete Zero fangirl here, and she says, now what do we do? Expect me to sit and type out multiples every day? That's not going to happen, so we're going to have to look elsewhere. And this is
where's she going to go? Who else does a copy to bill?
Oh, QuickBooks do copy to bill, so we're fine on that one. But
it's a use case I've never come across, so I can understand why it might not be a hugely well-used feature.
And maybe Zero's response is, why using copy to bill when we've got HubDoc and you could just magically make them appear from there? Maybe that's the thing. But it is one of these where feature parity is just so important, isn't it? With all the changes, it's going to upset someone, says Stephanie. Yep, exactly. And is there anything else removed? Is there anything else that they've and it finishes off on this post: increased price, increased workload, increased stress. So that kind of sums it up. I think that people are going to go through. Zero did help and showed her a way to do the bills from invoice. Okay, so Zero did reach out to them, so potentially there's an answer there. But I saw the post and it goes through from there. And there was other ones as well. about keyboards not now going, like you press a tab key and it navigates to a different field and stuff like that. So something's going on in the background. And Paul
That used to
Whitehead,
be a huge thing in Zero, was the shortcuts, and the keyboard shortcuts was always very powerful there.
yeah, and for the power user, that's how they got like they were able to get multiple data in, right? Keep the tags banners out, hashtag keep the tags out to the printers for tomorrow. Right? Brilliant. I mean, sorry, Paul, they won't listen. It's already made a decision. It ain't coming back, which is a shame. But that's the way it is. Right. Quickly then, let's go to our next topic while we've got time to cover it. QuickBooks Get Connected tomorrow. I assume you're jumping on the train ready to get there, Johann.
This is the first QuickBooks Get Connected event that's actually run since 2018 that I've not attended, and none of my team are attending.
I mean, there's a pretty good reason for that. Okay, you're not exactly in the
I've
best.
Not seen any. I didn't see any posts. Yeah. I didn't see an email asking me to go. I don't know who the guest speak, who the main speakers are. I don't know any. I've not seen anything on socials. It's really, I don't know. Did they forget to mention it? Because it's not been in any of my feeds.
I mean, either you're shadow banned from the word QuickBooks going forward, and
probably.
I don't know. I don't know what to say, because when I reached out about why it was so quiet about it, they were saying, "Oh, we've already kind of we've already like reached our capacity. Like, there's no point as." Was the word I was told. But then I'm thinking, but people drop out at the last minute, and don't you want to create that FOMO, and don't you want there to be a waiting list so that people, feel like they're missing out? I don't know. I'm struggling to get a way to understand why it's so quiet, but it's going to be a great event regardless. Hopefully people are going to be there. I'm sure they will be.
Who is the headline speaker? Do we know?
I forgot his name
some
now.
Good ones in the past.
Yeah, he's from he was on Alan Partridge. He's one of the comedians there. I forgot his name, but he's going to be a good person to have a little talk about. There should be some really good features announced, which I'm looking forward to listening to and reporting back on. And I'm talking all about AI, so I'm looking forward to having my little chance to talk about the AI features to show why I'm so excited, which should hopefully mean that some of the NDAs get dropped and I can then talk openly about it, which will be good. And I'm returning with the tips and tricks, so I'm been there all day doing that aspect of it. Yeah, it's going to be a good event. I'm looking forward to it. I love Get Connected. Well, I'll be honest, I love QuickBooks Connect more. So for people who don't know, and it's really confusing, I get confused all the time. QuickBooks Connect is their big Xerocon-esque, rival, their big one.
Not done in a couple of years.
Yeah, a long time, isn't it? And QuickBooks Get Connected is supposed to be their more regional, smaller event, but they're doing it in Tobacco Dock, which to me isn't a smaller regional event, because they literally had Get Connected. QuickBooks Connected. Yeah. Why they don't have two completely different names, I don't know. They had QuickBooks Connect 2018, something like that, was it? Something around those lines?
Yeah, it was 2018, that one. Was it 2018 or 2019? 2019 was there, I think.
Yeah.
Might be right.
So to me, I feel like, why have it in the same venue if it's not one of your marquee events? And then remember last year, they did a Get Connected in London at the Arsenal place, wasn't it, over there? Yeah. And then our assumption was that means, they must be going all around the UK. This is going to be the start of a big tour, like the infamous shirt is, like we're going to get this back again. And it didn't. So I don't know, hopefully, fingers crossed, this means that this is a start of some sort of tour, some sort of going around, because that's QuickBooks needs it, right? QuickBooks needs to get in front of people. Like, there's enough.
Because there's no roadshow at all last year, was there?
Yeah, and I think it really hurts them. I think it really, I don't think they see the impact that has, like, getting in front of people, going and talking to them face to face and giving them that tips and tricks on how to get through this. Like, this person here who's struggling about doing copy to bill, like if they could then go to just to see what the local QuickBooks event is, and to see and ask the question, can you do copy to bill, and being shown that's the sort of things that get conversions, right? Get people to move over. So yeah, and all it felt like that last year was it's all just not the right messaging going out, and it's these events that gives the right messaging. So we shall see. But I look forward to it. We're doing a live podcast. Well, not live, but we are recording a podcast from there. So listen to our raw reactions to the announcements that are coming through. Some good announcements are going to be made, so I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, we'll see. It just feels very tame, and I'd never had this feeling for a QuickBooks Connect event ever before. I always felt like, it couldn't come soon enough, sort of thing. We're so excited for it, and I leave in like an hour's time, and I'm, if anything, not even packed properly yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, oh, let's get on. So we'll see. But it'll be a good event nonetheless. We got some
QuickBooks chap not excited by Get Connected.
I'm excited for my part in it. I'm just,
but that in itself, like,
but I don't know anyone. Like, I don't know people going. Like, people I know would normally go, like yourself, not going there. Like, there's just, it's not the big joyful like it's just not this time. And yeah, we'll see. But that is down just to not promoting it. And I don't understand that bit. I don't understand it. I've not even been given, you normally get your little, I'm talking at QuickBooks Connect, blah blah. I've not even been given them to pass out. So yeah, and Clive, who's been talking in there, wanted to go, was inquiring, and couldn't find a way to actually secure himself a ticket. So yeah. LinkedIn user says, what are you most looking forward to, Aaron? Actually, I'm looking forward to my talk. I'm really excited for it. I know there's some really, like, it's the geek in me of the bits I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and not being able to talk about it. So yeah, we want to wow people with AI, and I think this is an opportunity to do that. Stephanie gave us her feedback on the pricing. My clients will go from Ignite at 16, which was also only 10 invoices, to Simple at 7. Okay. I didn't think it would be that.
Assuming the VAT can be filed from Simple if you're doing it on Ignite. I don't know.
So you weren't using Cashbook then, Steph? That's interesting. I thought Cashbook was really popular, but maybe we just, maybe it isn't. Maybe Ledger is. Maybe the reason they get rid of Ledger is no one ever used it. So maybe. Paul says it was first mentioned on the QBOA client list. Was it? I mean, there was the email out, but I think it was only to select people, from what I can tell. I don't know. I mean, I got told nice and early because they wanted me involved, but I just feel like not everyone got the same message. I think it might have been just targeted to London-based firms or around that area, from what I can tell. Steph also says, who have you upset? Johann, I have loads of emails.
There's a whole different list for a whole different podcast. That could take us another hour to go through that list.
One day we will get around to doing Ask the Accountant after hours, where you'll open up about all the people who upset. 2016 says Paul. Or was it 2000? That's scary. That is very scary that was 2016.
It's been there since then as well. I'm sure it has. All have used it since then.
No, because we went to that one was before Beast of the East at the Printworks.
Beast from the East was 2018.
Yeah, and the Tobacco Dot was before that.
Okay.
Scary times. It's my first QB event. You're making me not want to go. No, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. But yeah.
Even if you run out of space, where's the FOMO building, right? Like, we made sure, even if you weren't going to Engage Labs, you were getting FOMO because we were pushing on our speakers, our topics. Like, where's the FOMO? Like, even if they were we only really want to focus on the central London area because then we're going to go and do a road tour. Great, but get everyone else to FOMO that they will go, right, when that comes near me, I am going. This is marketing 101. Right. They're messing up on here.
But it's to make it fair on the vendors, isn't it? Like, people, even if I don't know if they're charging for the event for the vendors, I don't know, but even if not, like people are still giving away the time, they're spending the time to go down here. Those vendors want a return on investment. They want people to be excited to go. And, yeah. And I just feel like there should be more people. Like there should be more of a buzz around this event. And
do you feel that this, like, if this was this time last year and Engager Labs hadn't happened, right, where you've just witnessed Andy and Ash put together and market and push Engager as a bit of a side project, Engager Labs as a bit of a side project from everything else we do in our day-to-day jobs.
Like they nailed it.
They did a brilliant job. They're not paid as event organizers and marketeers and stuff. Like, does that put into comparison? Then we all know, let's face it, QuickBooks are going to have spent a lot of money on this event, and it just shows actually you don't need the money. You just need people that understand the industry and understand the pain points that exhibitors have when they go to these events, the pain points speakers have when they go to these events. Like, if we can do Engager Labs, why the hell can't QuickBooks do this properly and get the FOMO and the excitement and the buzz? Like, for the QuickBooks chap to be feeling a bit about it when it used to be the highlight of your year, tells you how far wrong they've gone.
And I will put a post up, and I put one up last night, but I don't know. I just don't feel like, and I don't feel I've got the backing to, because I haven't been given the assets that I would normally, and you know what I mean? Like,
and the assets give you the credibility. Like, it's serious questions need to be asked at QuickBooks, I think, at the moment. Yeah,
and look, there'll be a nice, it'll be a nice event, and there'll be a nice after party. All that sort of stuff will go great. But I just wanted to shout about it. I want more people to shout about it. And it is going to be an interesting one. And the announcements they've got planned deserve the limelight, right? They deserve to have that credibility, that push. And when it's ZeroCon, it's all anyone's talking about at the time, because it's the build.
Plus the social media.
Yeah. And this year we've just not had that, and it's really strange. And also, it's not just QuickBooks, it's MailChimp, right? There's multiple brands to Intuit now. Like, should be that. Cool. All right, we've gone over, so I do apologize on that one. Don't forget, next week we are back at the same time, same place, where we're going to be talking all about the world of Get Connected and how amazing it was. We're also going to be talking, and hopefully some stuff I'm allowed to talk about, but we'll see if we're allowed to or not at that point. And then we'll also be talking about the fact that Fab will be 2 days away from that point. Is it?
Literally 2 days. Yeah. Is it Monday or Tuesday I'm traveling up?
I'd imagine.
Yeah, 2 days, because it's a Wednesday, Thursday event, isn't it? So I'm traveling up Wednesday, coming back Thursday night.
Are you traveling up Wednesday?
Sorry, Tuesday. Traveling up Tuesday, coming back Thursday night.
Yeah. So we'll talk all about that. Asigander doing a whole different thing for that one. We're not doing our Pit Stop podcast as normal. We're doing something completely different. Very excited. I assume we'll be allowed to talk about it this time next week. I hope so. 2 days before the event. Let's hope we're allowed to talk about it then, and go through from there. But as always, thank you so much for everyone for putting in their comments, for talking, for liking, subscribing. Remember, if you're listening back at this at a later date, don't forget to use that feedback form. Let us know what we said right, what we said wrong, or give your opinion. Do you think we've made it? Do you think Zero's done a masterclass here? Have we got that wrong? Let us know in that feedback button down below. My name's been Aaron Patrick. Thank you so much for coming and joining us on this Monday morning. Jan, anything last bits you want to say?
No, have a good week this week, folks, and we'll see you next week in the warm-up for Fab.
Amazing. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I can get the end stream button up and running. Cheers. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.